Welcome, everyone, to another weekly market summary for all things money. This is the weekly market summary for the week ending April 18th of 2025. This week, the Standard & Poor fell 1.5%. It was led by declines in technology and consumer discretionary. This week marks a down month so far for the month of 5.9% for April and 10% from where it ended in 2024. This week, the market moving news included Donald Trump ending for the termination of Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, and that ended this week with concerned investors. The president had posted a social media post on Thursday that Powell should certainly lower interest rates. This came after Powell on Wednesday said tariffs are highly likely to generate at least a temporary increase in inflation through price pressures that may be more persistent. Let's take a look at the overall market here. If we take a look at the S&P 500 or the SPY, we can see that the downhill slide has kind of been slowed at this point. The market itself has gone up to actually kind of meet up with this 10-day moving average and is kind of moving sideways at the moment. This oscillator down at the bottom is actually gaining a little bit more positive momentum. And I see probably within the next maybe week or two that we see actually a test of maybe this 200-day moving average. If we go on to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, or the DIA, we can see that there's a similar scenario kind of playing out. Let's spread this out a little bit. There's a doji here, which probably is indicating a good indication that this downhill slide is coming to an end. It is moving sideways. This oscillator is actually gaining some positive momentum. So within the coming weeks, we're probably going to go up test this red line, which is the 200-day moving average. And we'll come across right here this 30-day first, and then where the 50 and the 200-day moving average combined, we're probably going to go up and test that. Hopefully we can break through that and have some more positive momentum higher. If we look at the VIX for this week, VIX is the measure of fear or the volatility index in the market. We can kind of condense this a little bit here. We can see that the market itself has calmed down substantially from a high of around 60 here. It has actually dropped back down to the 10-day moving average and is now holding pretty steady at this 30-day moving average. I do see over the next few weeks that this probably is going to come down to at least 25. I do see that, maybe even a little bit lower. This oscillator itself has lost a lot of momentum, and I think it's going to go back further towards the zero line. So expect in the coming days that the markets could potentially go sideways to higher and the volatility will be decreasing. If we look at the TLT is kind of a snapshot of the bond market here. The algorithm here is actually showing an ABC pattern still, which is a sideways pattern. And basically when you see this increase here, it's actually showing that rates are actually coming down. So if we see the TLT move up, rates will actually be going down, or vice versa. So this probably is a good sign that this will probably keep going higher, but I guess time over the next few weeks will tell. The oscillator here is actually gaining a little bit more positive momentum, and I do see this moving up to the zero line as well. If we go on to the QQQ and just kind of take a look at what the NASDAQ has been doing, we see that this has still shown a downward wave 3 pattern here. If we look at the Elliott wave, we do see this is also going sideways a little bit. The market's stabilizing somewhat, but I do see in the next coming weeks that this high right here that was created on that big flush up day. I do see that being tested here. And if that is broken, I do see this probably going up to test the 50 and the 200-day moving average. If we take a look at gold, gold has been an absolute tear. I do see this actually coming back, like I had mentioned last week, to actually fill these gaps eventually that are in these two areas. This probably will go back down and test the 10-day moving average. The upward momentum here has come to kind of a slow down pace, but it is still, it's got a lot of, if you look at the oscillator down here, we do see a lot of momentum to the upside still. I do see this probably going even pushing a little bit higher. Who knows? I mean, it could maybe go up to the 325 area here, or it could kind of stall here and head back down for a little bit. But kind of keep an eye out for this. Gold is very bullish at the moment, so be aware that taking any sort of a short position will need to be exceptionally monitored very closely, because you don't want to be caught anywhere near if this market does seem to turn around and go further higher. So we can see silver is kind of in the same scenario itself. It has shot a little bit higher after falling quite a bit. It is kind of stabilizing here where these moving averages have all converged. We do see a doji here, which kind of is kind of signaling the downward momentum is probably going to stop or kind of come to a halt here. We might go sideways to even a bit higher. And this could be catching up with gold over a period of time. The oscillator here is showing at the bottom that this is also gaining some positive momentum. If we go on to the USO, we can kind of see that the oil ETF here is catching a little bit of a bid to the higher range here, and it's going up. And right now, currently, it's testing the 30-day moving average. I do see the 50 and the 200 coming into play here, maybe in the coming week or two. It all depends how our Middle East, if there's any sort of conflicts. This is very sensitive to any sort of conflict in the regions overseas with maybe Iran or anything like that with oil. This is going to be very sensitive to that. So just kind of keep an eye out. This probably will be going back up. Currently, we are showing wave 3 to the downside, but the wave 3 here is not colored in purple. So it is still saying that this isn't a confirmed wave 3 as of yet. So we'll see if this could break above this and even go higher and possibly even relabel this whole thing altogether. But we'll kind of might be monitoring that in the coming weeks as well. Let's end there for this week, for this holiday shortened week that didn't see any trading occur on Good Friday, on this past Friday, which was yesterday, as I'm recording this on Saturday. We'll see where Monday opens up. Hopefully it opens up, fairly stable. And this following week, hopefully we'll see a more even decrease in the volatility of the market and hopefully a push higher. But we'll be back with you next week. As always, if you can hit the like and subscribe button, we're trying to reach 3,000 subscribers. That'll be much appreciated. And for everybody, have a happy Easter and a good rest of the week. Thank you.
As always, do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel, All Things Money, to see more content like this.